Hey guys, I'm Bliss, and I'm gonna do a collective tarot reading for you guys today, and we're just gonna check in and see what Spirit has to say, and we're gonna go with the flow and dissect it. So let's see, I'm gonna give these cards a shuffle. This is the original Rider-Waite deck. So God, universe, higher self, archangels, angels, spirit guides, and ancestors, only for the highest good of all. Please show me the answers I seek through the cards and give me clarity to see the synchronicities. Please remove any negative energy from interfering. Thank you. I'll knock that one out. And then I got my clarification deck. Please remove any negative energy from interfering. Alrighty, so I'm going to keep this deck off here, just so you're not fiddling with it or anything. So, Spirit, what would you like to show the collective? What would you like to tell the collective today? For the highest good of all, we'll look at 3 cards before I bother flipping it over. What would you like to tell the collective today? And if this doesn't resonate with you, this just isn't part of your message, maybe it will be useful later. Maybe you just don't connect with my energy and you're not meant to have this message. So, you know, take it or leave it. Yeah, we're gonna stop here. So, we've got the Hermit. So initially this is telling me that currently you're spending a lot of time in isolation. You might be in a bit of a dark place, and then you're trying to seek for answers. Because typically when we go into the Hermit phase, it's because we're feeling weak in our stability, so we want to seclude ourselves, preserve our energy, and just seek for wisdom and guidance, and seek for a spark that's going to lead us to something that we're passionate about. And that's very confirming. So this is the Hermit, as I was talking about with the spark. You're seeking a spark to find what you're passionate about. And then we have the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is about end cycles, and this is talking about you seeking complete emotional fulfillment of the highest level and not settling for less than you deserve. Maybe settling for things that you had been typically comfortable with, even though they're not comfortable situations, but you get comfort in the discomfort just because it's so regular to you. So this is talking about you secluding yourself from the world to find some silence and peace, to be able to find your own light and find your own happiness. And then thirdly, we have the 5 of Pentacles. So this is a card about poverty mindset, insecurity, abandonment, being left out in the cold. So this is perhaps why you've gone into the Hermit, because you had this situation that made you feel insecure and less than, and maybe you saw that it was your 10 of Cups because it brought you a lot of happiness. But if you have lived in a lot of state of scarcity and lack, like this card represents, something small is going to seem much bigger than it actually is. And then over time, you can take something that's small, see it as something great, and then overlook the red flags. So just know, if this has happened to you and you felt abandoned and left out, there's something greater ahead of you, right? So then we're gonna get some clarifying cards. So can you please clarify the Hermit for me, Spirit? Can you please clarify the Hermit for me? Can you please clarify the Hermit for me? Can you please clarify the Hermit? Alright, I'm gonna split that. And then, so, so for clarification on the Hermit, like I was just saying, this is like the perfect representation. So you're the Hermit, you're taking yourself away from the world because you feel abandoned from it, you haven't had support, so you're just going into self-isolation to self-preserve. You're looking for your light, you're looking for your Ace of Wands, your new spark, your passion, something that's gonna bring you fire inside to want to pursue something, you know, that's going to give you this impulse to initiate something. Oh wow. And then we have the 10 of Cups followed by, clarified by, the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles, again, 10's all about endings and completion. So what we have here is emotional completion and fulfillment and excess of it, overfill of it. And then we also have the Pentacle version. So this is emotional and physical, material, something that you manifest into something tangible, right? So you're looking, because of this emotional disappointment you've had here, being left out in the cold, now you're redirecting your focus and your passion into earthly happiness. And this could represent something like Capricorn energy, which is your career, your purpose, your earthly goals and steps that you can take to make you feel fulfilled and to be able to bring value to yourself and to others. And bringing value to others in exchange is bringing value to yourself as well, if you are working with energy properly, you know, and not emptying your cup for an unequivalent exchange. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is a card of poverty and instability and insecurity, being left out in the cold. So you've had a connection that you thought was balanced, you thought it could have been your 10 of Cups, and then there's just been some kind of situation that's happened to pull you back into your Hermit phase to seek more answers. And so let me think. I'm sorry, I'm just meditating on it a little bit. Yeah, so it's not to say that there wasn't mutual feelings with this past person as well, but there also is a boundary of insecurity, because whether it's your end or their end, depending who's not doing the self-work and isn't being as self-aware, because if you are, you know what you're doing to manage your shadow sides and not let it sabotage your connections. There's someone who's here, there's someone who is not aware of that, and they're letting their insecurity and their sense of lack and fear and abandonment sabotage this connection, which is having to make you withdraw and look inwards to another way of emotional, or well, another sense of fulfillment. So then we're going to clarify one further layer. We've got the 4 of Wands. So yeah, you're looking for passion in a new foundation that's going to bring you stability, because here in the 5 of Pentacles, this is about instability and lack. So here we've got you in the Hermit, you're looking for your light, you're looking for your passion, and you're seeking to build a new foundation of something that's got, you can take action on, because it's fire energy. So something you can take action on to build harmony in your life that can bring you physical prosperity and long-term value, which can be investing in yourself and then taking the physical steps to align your manifestation and doing the work to make a long-term legacy. So then under here, in the subconscious energy, we've got of the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, we've got the 9 of Swords. And this is saying in your subconscious energy, likely because of this situation that had happened where it felt unrequited and you're left out in the cold seeking answers, it's got this sense of despair and suffering and anxiety, because the 9 of Swords is all about staying up in your bed late at night. Staying up in your bed late at night and you're confused, like you can't get mental clarity and your mind keeps looping and looping through these things, maybe shame, maybe guilt, or whatever it is. Maybe you're picking up this other person's energy as well. And then, so this could be just the subconscious energy of this that is lingering, that you have a blockage of this depression from the situational depression that is clouding your perception and your clarity on this outcome that you can achieve. That's why it's in your mind's eye, because you can achieve it and you deserve it. And the best way to get through this energy is to accept that you had been through a hardship, that you don't feel okay, and that it's okay to not feel okay. And that's the fastest way that you can push out this energy, because understanding that we're on earth with this duality, there's always suffering, but it's just what is worth suffering for, you know, and what is worth suffering for. And in that, we're going to suffer. So you're gonna have to understand that these phases are gonna happen. And if you maybe feel like you didn't take the right steps and maybe you didn't trust your intuition or something, and it's leading to this guilt and shame within inside of yourself for what you can achieve, then this is really speaking to just like the normalcy of life and how you just need to accept it, surrender to being not okay, and accept that it's okay to not be okay. And then that will make this energy pass through quicker, okay? Because if you don't accept it and you repress it and you pretend to be okay when you're not, and you put on a happy face when you're not, and you repress your emotions, they're going to stay stagnant in your body a lot longer. You're going to be dealing with them a lot longer. So just accept when your emotions come. This is how I feel, and it's okay to feel like this, even though it's negative, because we're in the human experience of feeling positive and negative emotions. But it's how are we going to react with positive or negative intention? Are we going to let that close off our heart? Okay, so, and then lastly we've got, so there's a desire to balance here. We've got in the lack, in the abandonment, there's some mutual feelings here, but it was sabotaged because of the insecurity, because of past trauma possibly, and despite there being feelings, there had been a crossroad where there was a choice between two and a confusion. And it's not necessarily a choice between you and a third party, but that could be involved. But what I'm talking about is a choice between their lower self. Do they want to settle and not have to face their growth and challenges? Or do they want to commit to their growth? Do they want to commit to their spiritual journey and self-development? And that is a lifelong journey that is difficult to do. You know, if you're on that journey and you're going to hold the people in your lives accountable to be on the same level, if they want close access to you, then they have to come into alignment with you, okay? And some people, they can choose to settle for what can be easier and settle for their vices and stuff like that because it's a easier path, right? So there is this crossroads between if they're going to stay stuck in their lack or if you're going to stay stuck in your lack as well. It goes both, because in connections like this, you're mirroring each other, right? So there's a desire to balance, but also the desire to balance is between, are they going to go left or right? Are they going to go to the lower self or the higher self? Are they going to repeat the same patterns they've been repeating, or are they going to challenge themselves to grow? But ultimately, like I was saying on the mirror for that, are you going to wait for this person and sabotage yourself? Are you going to pick your lower self that might be typically a people pleaser, leading to sacrifice your own needs and your own growth, and intertwine yourself with other people's karmic lessons to try to help them and show them the way, and so they can be in alignment to be in your life? Then that is something you need to learn about, releasing control and releasing control of time, because if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And ultimately, we can't influence people's free will. We can give them the knowledge, we can share it if they're reciprocal, but ultimately we can't make them accept it. And if they don't want to be self-aware and do the work it takes, then it's not up to us to try to make them take that path, okay? So regardless, if this person doesn't want to do what's best, you just got to focus on your work, focus on what makes you happy, and then everything else is going to fall into alignment. Just do the maintenance of your self-care, taking care of yourself, that you have the energy to do these things, to have passion, to get out of your depression, to find something that's going to spark you to take action. And sometimes that can start with just simple things like self-care and taking your focus off this past situation, because sometimes situations, we can do our best, but ultimately this person's been through difficult situations that have left them with wounded coping mechanisms, and we can't force them to rehabilitate themselves or take care of themselves, and we can't drain our own energy to be the life support of someone who's self-destructive. So that's my message for today, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and until next time, cheers. Also, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, link in the bio.